Phoenix Splash TV. Well, hello and welcome to another Game Analyzer. Now before I head to the carnival, I have something to address. I guess you can call this a news story. If you haven't heard already, then I have some good Shenmue news. Ryo Hazuki will be part of Project X Zone 2. Now you may have heard of the first one. I have, and when I found out Ryo wasn't in it, I stayed away. But now that he's announced, I'm open arms about this series. But there's something important about this announcement. As you might assume, Project X Zone is a game featuring characters from 3 companies, Capcom, Namco, and Sega. The game is mostly made by Bandai Namco. That means Sega, not YSNet, is behind this cameo. This is the first time that Ryo has really been acknowledged by Sega after the success of the Kickstarter. That means Sega has maturely and is willing to admit that they were wrong about Ryo and the Shenmue series. Now, what does this mean? Does it mean that Sega is going to do something with the Shenmue series in the future? Well, I think so. Now, word on the net is that the first Project X Zone didn't sell too well here in the United States. And if the Shenmue Kickstarter has taught developers anything, it's that Shenmue will actually make people spend money. The price of Dreamcast has gone up since the Kickstarter success, as well as the price of the Shenmue games. I have a theory that Ryo may not have always been planned for Project X Zone 2. All you have to do is look at the fact that Ryo is a solo unit. In Project X Zone, these units cannot level up, only have one move, and are used as a support for a paired unit. So these characters are probably easy to add on quickly. This leads me to believe that Ryo may have been a last minute thought, but that's fine with me. Solo units are still a big part of the game and play to certain strategies. I just hope Ryo doesn't bounce people all over the place. Now, is Project X Zone worthy of Ryo? Now, as soon as I heard Ryo was coming out in the sequel, I grabbed $10 and bought Project X Zone 1. Many people compare it to Fire Emblem, but I'd say it's a mix of that and Mario RPG because timing is pretty essential. The story is crazy. I had no idea that the characters would be interacting with each other and communicating with one another. It's really funny to hear Pai making fun of Akira's wind taunt all the time. The story reminds me of the Archie Sonic / Mega Man crossover comic. There's so many characters and yet it's actually a cohesive story that ties it all together. Now you can't expect a tearjerker with a game like this. It's really exciting to see new characters come out. Some you'll recognize and some you won't. One thing that may or may not upset people is the, sexiness of the game. The game will often show characters' boobs bouncing or zoom in on a glorious booty. Even Pai is no exception. Jeez. So if you're a horny bastard, this game is a good alternative to pornography. There's so many characters in the game, and listing them would kind of be spoiling the story, because they come out kind of like a surprise. If you're a fan of any of the 3 companies, the game will probably let you control a character that you like. Also, the solo units are by no means a second-class unit. Characters like Heihachi and Arthur are also solo units. After getting into Project X Zone, I can't wait for Ryo to get in on this. Just seeing Ryo interact with Akira will be worth buying the game. Though there is a missed opportunity with Joy. If she were on a team with Ryo, we'd likely see the, people's dreams come true. But she can't fight, so oh well. Now if you're on the fence with Project X Zone 2 and have a 3DS, I'd say go ahead and get the first one and see if you like it. You can find it really cheap at a GameStop. Like I said before, I bought mine for about $11. And it's definitely worth it. It's a really long game, and the gameplay is pretty addicting. I find myself sometimes playing it longer than I should at times. Now there is one downside to Project X Zone with Ryo. If you played the game, you may have noticed that there is no English dub, and since the game didn't sell too well in the States, I don't think they'll add that in the sequel. However, Ryo's original Japanese voice actor is on board and will be voicing Ryo in the game, and that's pretty cool all in itself. Now I know most Shenmue fans aren't the biggest Nintendo/3DS fans, so if you're a true Shenmue fan and really want the game but don't want to go broke buying a 3DS, then there is a solution. Buy the 2DS. The 2DS can play all your 3DS games and DS games, and it will play Project X Zone 2. The 2DS is now only $99, and that's a steal in my opinion. It reminds me of a Game Gear too because it's bulky, so if you want to relive the Game Gear days, then this system is for you. There are also other good games on the 3DS too, like Fire Emblem Awakening, Shinobi, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and of course all of those Yu Suzuki arcade classics, re-released by M2, and they add special features like different cars and new music in Outrun. Also, the 2DS in my opinion plays Smash Bros. Extremely comfortably. So if you're a Smash Bros. Fan, or were, that'd be a good game to get too. So some exciting news! Does it mean an HD Shenmue or re-release? I think that might be a possibility. If Sega were to do anything with Shenmue, it would have to be one or the other. Now I would love a Shenmue HD collection, but if all they could do is a re-release on 3DS or other platform, I would be fine with that too. If Sega does anything with Shenmue, it'll probably be something along re-release, because it's probably cheaper and they probably wouldn't want to invest a whole lot of time. Now if Sega jumps ship on with Sony and Shenmue 3, then we might see a different scenario. And of course, this comment on the PayPal always intrigues me. But I think I'm just getting ahead of myself. I think that's a confirmation. Finally, Ryo will be on my 3DS. It may not be Smash Bros., but it's still badass. What are your thoughts on this? Did you not like Project X Zone? Go ahead and give your perspective in the comments below. If you have a suggestion for an episode, let me know in the comments or an inbox. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. It raises my self-esteem. This is Game Analyzer, signing off.